So we'll start with just a traditional front triangle. Can I use you? From the guard. All right, so when you're in full guard, he's always going to be posturing up. So the first thing I got to do is I got to break his posture. So prayer hands, when you bring him in, think about bringing your knees to the ground behind you. You really want to get him back, get his posture, get this overhook, get his wrist. You can go regular grip or upward grip. I like upward grip a little more because you have a little bit more options there. If he goes to pull his hand away like this, he can just circle it out, and I don't really have that wrist. If it's like this, he has to circle in a direction that way. That's kind of helps me control his wrist a little bit more. So my goal is going to be to jump this shoulder, right? I can go Eddie Bravo style, shin through, but you want to play that with like a wrist punch. So if I start to push up, he might push against me, and when he does, I'm just going to stuff his arm inside. Cut the angle. So for a triangle, if he's smart, he's going to overwrap this leg, right? And that's what's going to be his big defense. So when you throw your triangle, we cross our legs. This is our trap triangle. This is not our finishing triangle. This is our trap triangle. So the things I need to do is I need to, one, prioritize his posture. I got to keep his posture controlled. So I'll just grab his head. 2, I got to get an angle. 3, I got to rebite on his neck and eliminate his shoulder from the choke. So if he stays here in the overwrap, I should be able to still cut an angle. This is a rebite. When I do that, I'm straightening my leg and I'm biting down on the back of his shoulder. That gives me good connection with my hamstring to his neck. Now when I go to cross the triangle, I like to cross at the calf instead of like all the way up here. You can do this finish, that works. I like the calf because now this gives me a little bit more power on my choke. So I spin off, rebite. Now, when I cross, I want this shoulder inside my lock. I don't want this shoulder outside. If my shoulder's outside the lock, it's a little tough to finish. If his shoulder's inside the lock, it's much easier to finish. Prayer hands, overhook, wrist control. I like to get a little distance here. I like to step on his hips. This way, he's got to make a play, right? He can either, if he tries to just stay, then I can jump the wrist that way. If he fights me a little bit, I'll stuff the wrist inside. From here, if he's overwrapping, we'll just go straight to the head, cut an angle, get a big angle here, hook his arm. Now I'm perpendicular off of him, much stronger choke. Cross at the calf, bring your knee to your shin. Don't chop down, bring your knee to your shin. That mechanic of this instead of this is a much stronger choke. I just want to touch my knee to my shin. Then I can start to close my legs. Everybody got it? All right, let's do it. 1, 2.